90-Day Fiancé. I've changed my mind. I don't think Adnan Abdelfattah is the villain he's portrayed to be. I think 90-Day Fiancé, before the 90 Days star Adnan Abdelfattah, is the most misunderstood cast member of Season 7. Adnan's storyline with Tyga Taylor has been controversial from the start. Tyga said it was Adnan's idea to marry her on the first day they meet in person, when in reality, the cameras never saw Adnan explaining it was something he wanted. Tyga is an adult woman who approached Adnan on Instagram and thought it was a good idea to marry him after just 11 days of talking. She's not been forced into the marriage, since she willingly went to Jordan to marry Adnan and even took cameras along. Tyga assumed the role of an innocent lamb while Adnan became the controlling husband who made her dance to his tunes. They've successfully managed to play their parts so far, and the way that Tyga and Adnan have been constantly making headlines in the past couple of weeks, it somehow guarantees them a spot in a future spin-off. Tyga has it all planned out. Tyga met Adnan when he was 22 years old. While Adnan was just entering his 20s, Tyga was 40, and she had already lived an eventful life. Tyga had been divorced twice and had 2 kids. Adnan and she had a 19-year age difference, but she didn't hesitate while wanting to romance him. What's weird is that Adnan's family also supported the marriage. No one blinked an eye about her age and him becoming a stepdad to her kids. Adnan recently joked that he married Tyga for a baby and a green card. Adnan could have easily found a woman close to his age to marry, but he also rushed into marrying Tyga for some odd reason. I can't help but wonder if money was motivating Adnan. Considering Tyga knew about it, she took advantage of the situation. While Tyga makes it look like Adnan is controlling her, her knowing she has the upper hand in the marriage when it comes to her age or wealth is concerning. Tyga has been shown complaining about not liking Adnan's rules, but she follows them without batting an eye. Adnan's an honest man. He is not putting on an act, it's Tyga who does that. She's the one whose opinions change at the drop of a hat. From claiming Adnan was trying to change her dressing style on the show, to defending her choice of outfit at the tell-all shows, she's unable to stick to a narrative. Adnan gets the blame because he's a loudmouth, and Tyga enjoys watching it. She could have trained him to bother co-stars during their segments, so she and Adnan are the talk of the episode. Adnan is the only person fans have on their mind since watching the tell-all. He's had moments where he's made fans laugh, but it was his bullying Niles Valentine that made him the bad guy. Adnan didn't seem to realize that Niles had a condition, and his over-the-top reactions to Adnan egging him on were not funny. Adnan was probably just wanting to please Tyga and made sure they were the center of attention. I fear Adnan seemed to be doing it all because Tyga was giving him the approval. She could have stopped it by calming him down. To Adnan, asking a woman to cover up is how he thinks he can keep her safe. It's what he probably watched his family believe in while he was growing up. To Tyga, dressing up in modest clothing is a trend. She could easily switch back to her old look whenever she wanted. She's enjoying all the attention. She's not afraid of Adnan since she's happily started a family with him and has been living with him for almost a year in America. Tyga likes that Adnan is a villain, so they give the audience something to talk about. Tyga has already started profiting off the now infamous Adnan-Niles feud by making Team Adnan shirts she's selling online. Tyga now claims that Adnan was interested in helping Niles financially by giving him money for Matilda's visa. Tyga smug look on the 90-Day Fiancé, before the 90 Days tell-all, has been motivating Adnan to keep up with his behavior, making him think he's better than everyone else around him. Every time Adnan is called a bad guy is a win for Tyga. Everything is going as per her plan. 90-Day Fiancé, Tyga Taylor reveals real reason she's so quiet at tell-all amid Adnan's bombshell abuse accusations. Tyga Taylor from 90-Day Fiancé, before the 90 Days, has explained why she appeared reserved and restrained during the recent tell-all. She married Adnan Abdelfattah, a Jordanian man, in September 2023. Despite their 18-year age gap, Tyga seemed unbothered and chose to have a baby with Adnan. Eventually, she began making several sacrifices, changed her physical appearance, and updated her wardrobe to adapt to Muslim culture, while Adnan didn't reciprocate much. During tell-all, Adnan showed immense ego, leading other cast members to speculate that he may be abusive and controlling towards his wife, Tigalili. Tigalili replied to a fan about her quiet demeanor at the tell-all and explained, via @Lockajus69, "I'm a pretty reserved, soft-spoken person in general." She mentioned that she was quiet because she is often poised, regal, and composed. Tigalili also asserted she was more feminine compared to other female cast members who are loud-mouthed. The 90 Day Fiancé franchise star stated, "Those types of girls have a very masculine energy about them, and I'm much more of a feminine energy type of girl." It's good that Tigalili has cleared up all the confusion. She was aware that the reality TV drama could have affected her husband's reputation. Therefore, she made the correct decision by disclosing that her reserved behavior wasn't in any way connected to her husband, Adnan. Over the months, many fans have criticized Adnan for being arrogant and immature. There are even suggestions that he behaves like a child and is unworthy of being in a relationship. Tigalili did the right thing by silencing her critics and supporting her husband, as it would only strengthen her marriage. It is understandable that Tigalili takes pride in her demeanor of being poised, regal, and composed. In the past 10 years, she has grown up as a person while raising 2 children and experiencing an unhealthy relationship. She has now learned from her past mistakes. These previous relationship failures have significantly influenced her personality, likely teaching her how to assert herself without being judgmental and insulting towards others. The 90 Day Fiancé. Before the 90 Days cast member believes that being quiet and calm enhances her femininity. She values silence over being outspoken. It is admirable that Tigalili openly shares her feelings on social media. However, it's inappropriate for her to label her female cast members masculine simply for expressing their opinions, as this is the agenda of Tell All. Unlike other shows, reunions involve cast members sharing their thoughts about each other. Therefore, it is reasonable for everyone to speak up and share their viewpoints. Criticizing others doesn't make female cast members more masculine, just as being quiet or soft-spoken doesn't make Tigalili more feminine. Hopefully, the 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 Days star's recent comments won't alienate her fans. 90 Day Fiancé. I've changed my mind. I don't think Adnan Abdelfattah is the villain he's portrayed to be. I think 90 Day Fiancé. Before the 90 Days star Adnan Abdelfattah is the most misunderstood cast member of Season 7. Adnan's storyline with Tigalili Taylor has been controversial from the start. Tigalili said it was Adnan's idea to marry her on the first day they meet in person when in reality, the cameras never saw Adnan explaining it was something he wanted. Tigalili is an adult woman who approached Adnan on Instagram and thought it was a good idea to marry him after just 11 days of talking. She's not been forced into the marriage, since she willingly went to Jordan to marry Adnan and even took cameras along. Tigalili assumed the role of an innocent lamb while Adnan became the controlling husband who made her dance to his tunes. They've successfully managed to play their parts so far.